Hi, everyone. Welcome back to U.S. Immigration News, where we break down complex policies into clear, fact-based insights. Today, we're diving into the Trump administration's major immigration updates in 2025 specifically, changes to family immigrant visa rules, stricter enforcement on unlawful entry, and the reinstated public charge rule. These reforms, rolled out since January, aim to prioritize self-sufficiency and border security, but they've sparked debates on their impact on families and communities. We'll cover what changed, why, and the latest as of September 2025, all backed by official sources. No opinions here, just the facts to help you stay informed. If you're sponsoring a family member or navigating benefits, this is for you. Let's jump in. Did Trump change family immigrant visa rules? Family-based immigration visas. Under U.S. law, these allow U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents to sponsor close relatives like spouses, children, or siblings. But in 2025, the Trump administration introduced tighter rules to ensure sponsors and applicants meet stricter financial and vetting standards. Key changes include updated USCIS guidance. August 2025 U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services now allows denials of family visa petitions without prior notice if evidence of ineligibility is found during review. This speeds up processing but raises risk for applicants, potentially leading to deportation proceedings if already in the U.S. The Big Beautiful Bill Act, signed July 4th, 2025, the sweeping law, officially H.R. 1, adds extreme vetting for sponsors of unaccompanied children, including background checks on household members. It also funds intrusive physical exams for kids at the border to check for gang affiliations, no age limit, which could deter families from seeking legal entry. Plus, it strips tax benefits like the child tax credit from about 2.6 million immigrant kids unless a parent has a work-eligible Social Security number, effective for tax years starting December 2025. New update, September 2025, a White House initiative called the Gold Card proposes premium visas for high-income family sponsors, but still in pilot phase and excludes most standard family categories. These shifts build on first-term restrictions like expanded interviews, but aim for faster family reunifications for qualified applicants. Impact? Processing times might shorten for strong cases, but weaker ones face higher denial rates. Check USCIS for your specifics. Unlawful entry, what's new in enforcement? Moving to unlawful entry. This refers entering the U.S. without inspection at a port of entry, a misdemeanor under federal law. The 2025 policies ramp up consequences to deter irregular migration. Core updates. Executive Order 14159, January 20th, 2025, titled Protecting the American People Against Invasion. It revokes Biden-era limits on enforcement and prioritizes removals for anyone with unlawful presence. It creates Homeland Security task forces to target smuggling networks and mandates info sharing with states for quicker deportations. OBBBA provisions, July 2025, allocates $3.3 billion through 2029 for prosecuting immigration offenses, including unlawful entry. Introduces a $5,000 civil penalty for border crossers, no asylum exception, and expands expedited removal, fast-track deportations without court hearings for many. It also boosts the 287G program, letting local police handle federal immigration checks. New update, September 2025 on September 19th. A new restriction on non-immigrant worker entries ties into broader unlawful entry crackdowns, blocking visas for those linked to illicit activities. DHS reports a 25% drop in apprehensions since January, crediting these measures. These focus on legal ports of entry for asylum claims, emphasizing that orderly processes remain open. Prosecutions. Pre-2025. Limited to repeat offenders. 2025 updates. $3.3 billion funding to pursue all cases. Penalties. Pre-2025. Fines up to $250. 2025 updates. New $5,000 civil fee. Removal speed. Pre-2025. Standard hearings. 2025 updates. Expedited for most arrivals. Public charge rule. Who qualifies for benefits now? Finally, the public charge rule. It bars immigrants from green cards or visas if they're likely to depend on government aid for basics like income or long-term care. Trump first expanded this in 2019. 2025 brings it back stronger. What's new? USCIS policy memo, September 4th. 2025 reinstates a totality of circumstances test, weighing factors like income, health, and skills. It ties into HR.1 OBBBA, cutting access to SNAP immediate, Medicaid/CHIP, October 2026, and ACA subsidy for most non-citizens, including refugees and TPS holders. Only lawful permanent residents and select groups keep eligibility. Broader ties. Sponsors must now prove 125% above poverty line via Form I-864, with denials possible without notice. New update. September 2025, the memo references April's EO on preventing illegal aliens from Social Security benefits, adding verification hurdles. USCIS launched new resources to clarify misconceptions, like how short-term aid doesn't trigger inadmissibility. This promotes self-sufficiency, but experts note it could chill benefit use among eligible families. Conclusion: 2025's reforms tighten family visas with faster denials and sponsor checks, escalate unlawful entry penalties for deterrence, and expand public charge to limit benefits all under EOs in the July OBBBA. As of late September, enforcement funding hit $170 billion, signaling long-term commitment. These changes affect millions, so consult an immigration attorney for personal advice. What do you think? Share below, but keep it civil. Like if this helped, subscribe for more updates, and hit the bell. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Big immigration changes under Trump in 2025. In 2025, the Trump administration implemented major immigration reforms affecting families' visas, unlawful entry enforcement, and the public charge rule. Family-based visa rules now impose stricter financial and waiting standards, with USCIS able to deny petition without a prior notice, and the HR.1 One Big Beautiful Bill Act. It acted extensive checks for the sponsors of unaccompanied children and leave tax benefit for 2.6 million immigrant kids. Unlawful entry penalties increased under Executive Order 14159 and Obama provisions, introducing a $5,000 civil fee, $3.3 billion in enforcement funding, and expedited removals, while legal ports of entry for asylum remain open. The public charge rule was reinstated with a totality of circumstances, thus restricting access to SNAP, Medicaid, CHIP, and ACA subsidies for most non-citizens. Overall, this reform prioritized self-sufficiency and border security while tightening eligibility and enforcement.